I'm gonna explain to you guys how we can integrate OpenAI into our systems. What that means, how we can integrate our database, get posts, puts, and whatever actions on API to integrating with AI, with OpenAI. So basically here I just have a chat which I integrated with OpenAI into my database. This project is built in Next.js with TypeScript and Prisma for handling the Postgres and OpenAI. The first thing I'd like to mention is that OpenAI is not free. You need to charge at least $5 to play around with. But as you can see here, I use a lot of times, but there are a lot of money yet. So with $5, you can make a lot of calls. So I'm gonna show you how it works, and later on I'm gonna explain it how it works on the code. So here I can just, and you can type wrong because OpenAI is smart enough to understand what you are typing, and sometimes takes longer. Okay, so I just have McDonald's in my database. Let me show you guys here. As you can see, I have the McDonald's here. So it's just returning the McDonald's because it's the only one registered. So I can see, let's see. And here I have my menu items recorded in my Postgres database, and they are here separated by the food type to be better visible to the user. So for instance, here I have in chicken, for spice chicken, I have two types, chicken and spice, but he just chose put on chicken category. But I can ask for something like this. We have something spice, and he just showed you the spice chicken, and you can do this with whatever you want since it's on the category. So what about kids? And there comes the happy meal, which is good. So I can place an order as well. I can just say Coke instead of soda, and OpenAI will understand as well. So here I have my order. My order number is 12 and the total amount here. So I show you here on the order. Let me refresh. Oops, fresh here. And here I have my order number 12. So it's graded on my database. So I can also do that. It's not working completely with the three operations at the same time, but when I just call only one at a time, it works. So I can edit. I can also take the numbers of items. So basically, I can just call this one at once. If I ask for adding one item, updated, I don't know, another item and deleting, another one, yeah, it makes, but kind of loses in the calculation. So at least for now, I can make one operation at a time. And yeah, basically that's it. Let me show you how this is in our code. So here's a basic project in Next.js with TypeScript, and like I said, Prisma and Postgres. So here I have my post function, and it's pretty much straightforward. I'm using extreme test for showing the text was smoothly typing. So that's why I'm using string text here. With this library from Verso, I can just declare my OpenAI key on .m, and this works fine. So I don't need to import something from process.env some key. And the magic works here inside the tools. So basically here, it's a regular OpenAI, chat to OpenAI, and you can just ask whatever information it's available on OpenAI. And case the user asks something which is not here, and you have some options on tools, the OpenAI is gonna search for this description here and execute this code. So basically, when I ask for the available restaurants, OpenAI doesn't know what are the available restaurants, and it comes here and executes my function here. So this function is calling an API, so this is possible for integrating multiple APIs from multiple parts. So you can write your API on whatever language you want, and we can just call here and fetch this information. So if there are no restaurants here, I just return there are no available restaurants at the moment. Otherwise, I just return the map, the restaurants here. But as you can see here, OpenAI kind of changed my return here for a pretty much beautiful answer here. So it's pretty much better. So this one transforms your answer on a better answer. So this is pretty good. The second one is when I get items. So I first get the restaurant, and later on I can get the available menu items based on the restaurant ID. So I just get those items and return them. Here I'm also getting the food type, which they are here, those both food items here, food item types. And I return them with a simple phrase, but yeah, OpenAI again, it just formats for you for a better answer here. So it's pretty much better than I just returning this map over here. So OpenAI also can have multiple steps. So I can, for instance, let me just refresh to be more visible. I can export menu items from McDonald's. It's different the way how it's being show the items, but it gets the first restaurant from my database, which is McDonald's, and later on hop to this one tool option here called menu items with this description and return all the menu items from this restaurant, McDonald's. And yeah, this is pretty much good because you can make more questions and OpenAI can get all those steps and going through this all of them and getting the data for you. Just for show you how this is really working, let me go to the top here and I can ask what is the weather today. As you can see, OpenAI is saying that we don't have data for this, right? But if I can add a to action for this one, it's just pretty simple. I'm not accessing any database, but I just returning this answer here, which is today's 30 degrees. I can ask again. So basically that's it. So if we ask for OpenAI for something and OpenAI doesn't know about it, he's gonna look on this tool, and if you provide the right description for this one, it's gonna through this action and execute this action, returning some answer to the user. This is on API side. On UI, you can require this, just these components here provided from AI SDK, and it's pretty much straightforward. It's like a rook here. You can check, and you're gonna receive the messages, the input. So like I use state input and set input, append, and is loading. So show you here, the messages are just coming, and I just mapping this messages. Just here I'm just using user effect to go to the bottom when the messages are coming to, yeah, go to the last message. Here I'm mapping and checking if the row is user or the assistant, just for changing this guy here, you or Alex, in the case it's the assistant. And yeah, basically that's just, you can just map, and every time that I send a new message, I just clean up the message input here. And this is working. It's kind of like magic, but it's like this. And this guy here, I can use on finish. So every time that finishes for completing, because OpenString sends a lot of messages with small pieces of message to simulating this, yeah, normal flow of typing. So when it stops, I just asking for replacing the two asterisks here around the word for strong here, and make it this possible to, yeah, hold the food type items. And yeah, I think that's it. I have my own repository here, guys, if you want to test. But again, you need to charge at least $5 on OpenAI, but it's cheaper. Let's be honest, and just run the instructions and you can see this app working by yourselves. And that's it. I don't know if someone have questions.
I have a couple of questions, Alex. First of all, thank you. This is great. It's really nice to see it working. So to summarize, what you have done with OpenAI is you find a set of tools which are like the questions or the answers you want to give, and
Yeah,
you couple that with your database, with information in your database, and then
yeah,
OpenAI takes care of everything.
yeah.
So, for example, what happens if I want to know how many calories my order has? It's something that OpenAI will be able to answer without adding a new tool, or the only way
Yeah.
to add new functionality is adding tools.
Yeah, probably you need to add a new functionality. So you
Mhm.
can add a field on your table, a column on your table, for instance, name it calories, just to make sure. And here, for instance, for each item, I can also type dash 1500 calories. It's pretty huge, these calories, but I can see 1500 calories for a Big Mac and also 500 for large fries and 200 for soda, for instance. I can send this here, or I can create it in specific function. I don't know. What are the calories of my order, or what are the calories of my or each item or all items? So I can make custom of this. I would the easiest way is just send the calories over here, and this will
Okay.
show. Probably OpenAI will show you on a nice way, and you just need to format some stuff.
The follow-up question for that is OpenAI able to extract information from its own knowledge, or it's getting information from the knowledge that you are providing the API through embeddings?
It's getting the knowledge from my database that I'm provided to OpenAI, but OpenAI is also able to get information for I don't know for a text that I provided as well. So let's say that we are building a chat from we can have, for instance, simple way we have a huge test describing what prompts are what are our goals, and we can train this OpenAI for answer the questions for users about the white prompt as well. So we can.
I'm asking because if you ask ChatGPT nowadays to provide the calories of a Big Mac, ChatGPT has or hallucinates that information, right?
I
So
see.
the question is whether this integration is restricted to the knowledge base that you are providing,
Mhm.
or if it
I
is
see.
open to go gather information from other places.
Basically, from my developing experience, before I integrated with food type items table, OpenAI was splitting and returning some items based on its own knowledge. For instance, if I ask it for something for kids before integrating with my database, saying that help me with for kids, OpenAI already knew about it and was just saying that. So whatever he takes for the knowledge, if you might provide it, it's gonna take.
One follow-up question into that line. If I recall correctly, a few lines above what you are showing on the screen, you had the total amount of your order. That mathematic is something that you are doing on your backend, or that's not being done by OpenAI?
Basically, it's the total amount. It's a column in my order. So I'm creating the order and just returning the total amount.
You are not trusting OpenAI to do math.
No, no,
No, because sometimes
no, not that I don't trust, but I think it's better just wait for the order being processed and you just return it from the calculation, since you need to wait for the order to be created and later on return a phrase that your order was already created.
I see. Thank you.
I have one more question. So
Sure.
you set up a couple of tools, and then OpenAI can combine them, no? It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah. And one thing that I forgot to mention, it's here, the max steps. You can limit the max steps. So at least here, I can just call 2 actions at once. More than that, I don't know what happens, but probably will fail. And
Thank you.
you can also, I think you can also limit how the usage from the user for avoiding someone playing around just for fun because it's pretty cool. So this is going to spend your money because it's pretty expensive if you consider a lot of users, right? So you can also do that.
Great. I know if anyone wants to ask anything else or any comments. All right, that we all. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you guys for watching and for the questions, because every question is important for improving this one.